more, and I will do them at any point in time that I get. But for this one, we do have the bottom left red Zerd being Papa, and in the bottom right we have our Terran friend Afu. So we will speed this up just a bit, checking the production tab. They don't know where each other spawns, so they will not be doing those cheeses. The Overlord will see the Terran base rather soon, though, so that will be good for him. The Barretts, or the SCV, going out a lot sooner than normal, scouts the base very quickly as well. Didn't mean to speed it up that quickly, but he is starting to build an engineering bay here. And this will just delay the hatchery for the Zerg just that much longer, since there is so much health on that and he can just cancel it when it gets low, giving him most of that money back. He's going to go for the command center first build. A lot of people will put it up here just to defend against any sitz pools, but since he knows that he will not be getting Zergling rushed, he is completely safe to put it down there. So we will speed this up just a bit more just to see where we are going. The engineering bay for the Terran is... oh, that's still this one. I was looking at the production tab, not thinking too much. But 8 lanes are on the way. We will see those two. It's a little bit of an over response. Usually you only want 4 to 6. But he will have those 8, and those will quickly take down this. But he already has it selected. He will cancel it before it gets low, and he gets back almost all of that money. Command center is about to be finished before the Zerd even throws down his expansion. He has more than enough money. He could even take a double expand or just go for an all-in here at this point, because he is in a very tough spot, being so far behind due to that early engineering bay and not taking care of it properly. At that point you probably would just want to take your natural over here instead of waiting for it right here, but that's just me. We do have a total of 8 Zerglings coming into the Terran base. If he can snipe this, oh, he does kill the SCV before, and he does make the bunker be cancelled. This Marine will hold out due to the wall, but he will get a lot of damage on these supply depots and that barracks, losing one Zergling before they have to run away. And I don't know why he's re-landing this. That's probably not the best idea, since these Zerglings can just poke back in here. Maybe he feels confident about it. He only has a total of 2, will be 3 Marines here momentarily. We do see the layer started for the Zerg, however. Yeah, he just has to keep landing this and lifting it back up if he so chooses to do so. He could land it real quick and get that mule out just to get his economy going. Make sure that he doesn't float too much on that energy. Zergling speed is finally started even after the layer, though. That's a very late Zergling speed. He must have felt that he didn't need it since he has delayed this so much. But Terran is throwing down 2 factories as well as another barracks. These 4 Marines are not in the optimal position to take those out. I would have just honestly have taken that battle. Maybe, I don't know, early Zergling versus Marine games, but I think he could have gotten a decent surround on at least most of those Marines and kept the Marine count very low. 3 mules immediately going down on that natural now that it's landed safely, and a bunker finally going down that will not be cancelled like the others. He probably wants to wall this off again with some form of supply depot or something. Maybe moving another production building over there. We will see. These are still on 2 base. 2 Evo chambers and that fast infestation pit. Very, very quick infestation pit on the way. The armory is on the way for the Terran. Maybe going for some form of Hellbat play or Thor play. We do see a lot of Hellbats, especially since he is getting the reactor on one of those factories. So that is a possibility. Maybe even that those Widow Mine plays, since you do need the armory for the upgrade for those Widow Mines. We will see his choice here soon. He does need to get those 3 supply depots done wherever those are. There are 2, and the other one is somewhere. Another command center going down just to get rid of his extra money and to eventually take that 3rd base. Does start the Hellbats, and a siege tank going for a very mech-based army is ahead in supply, something that is never good in TVZ for the Zerg. You always want to be ahead just by a little bit as Zerg, just to keep things even. But we see that 1-1 coming from the Zerg, and a very, very fast hive. That is an extremely fast hive. That will be done well before the 10 or about 10:30. I think it will be done, if I can do math very quickly in my head or not. We do see a macro hatch being taken, but not a lot of drones for the Zerg. Only on 39 drones. Some of those only just now being made, and he's making a macro hatch and taking a hive, possibly a fault on his part. We will see, however, 4 starports are going down, and these are all hidden. These will not be started anytime soon. There's not an overlord in position. There's not anything to see these. No hope of Zergling run by when you have Siege Tank and Hellbats. So this might be where the Ravens start. It looks like we have the Tech Labs. Does need to get more supply depots. Otherwise, oh wait, no, that says 60 out of 80. Hard to read at times. I was looking at the right side instead of at the center of the screen. Fault on my part. We do have that hive finishing up, as well as those 1-1 upgrades and the Terran vehicle and ship plating being upgraded at that level 1 will protect against queen damage quite a lot, and that will probably be the most of his anti-air defense that he will have at this point. 2 Ravens at a time will be upgraded to 4 at a time momentarily if he has enough gas for it. He is running on only 1 Siege Tank and 2 Hellbats to protect him. Ultralisk Cavern has started, though. That might be a big problem for these mass Ravens. They do cost that 200 gas. I haven't made many Ravens, except for I played 1 ladder game yesterday as Terran. Oh, Afu, being honest, he has no idea what he's doing. Well, let's hope that this works out for him. I have seen Ravens used to great effect. Building a planetary here, that's exactly what I didn't want to see, for the sake of planetaries being what they are. But some form of a question going down. I don't know what's happening. Did we miss something? The Ultralisk Tavern, English not very well. Oh, he must have thought that was a decent response to the I don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, maybe there's something here where planetaries are a part of mass Ravens that I just don't know about. But we will see how this goes. We see 4 Ultralisks being made, as well as that chitinous plating, giving them a total of 4 armor against these unupgraded Marines. And while the oh, he's probably very upset about that planetary. So that's where that oh my god is coming from. He doesn't know what's going on, but there are 2 command centers being thrown down in the main base, probably going to actually take a 3rd base and not make those into planetaries. But I could be wrong. But we do always see the example when it comes to people asking about how armor affects different units, where if the Ultralists do get that 3/3 upgrade, we will see those Marines doing a total of half a damage every time they shoot. 3 Ravens are on the way at a single time, though. Needs to make a few more supply depots, which are already on the way. The Spire going down might be problematic unless he can get those good Seeker missile hits. But we'll speed this up just a tad. The durable materials, I forget what that does. That is extends the time duration of auto turrets and point defense drones, which will be very instrumental in his play. The +3 attack for those Ultralisk and Zerglings is on the way. No armor yet. He does have more than enough gas, however. Let's look at the unit count. We see that even though the Zerg is now throwing down his 3rd base, he is down by about 20 workers. 1 more than needed for the Terran. But now he does have that 3rd base going and has that 4th base. And we saw these Zerglings doing some damage over here. But mass Hellbats on the ground against mass Ravens in the sky. Or with mass Ravens in the sky, rather. Going back to production, we see that Greater Spire started. I don't know why. Maybe he thinks that he was just going to turtle on this 1 base, so he thought he had to break that some way, somehow. But now he will see this 3rd base started with 2 planetaries at the same time being made there to defend that against basically anything besides Broodlords, especially if they both had SCVs repairing them. So that Greater Spire will finish up soon. That 3rd base has started, or has finished rather, and the 4th base has started. And we will see what he intends to do with that. So much larva here. He needs to start using that in his production tab. We see not 21 drones, but 21 overlords taking up his money. That might... Yep, there it goes. Okay. The good old mistake that I have made when I played Zerg, that many have made when they played Zerg, is you're trying to hit C for Corruptor and you hit V for Overlord when you select that larva, and you want to attack their Colossi, you want to attack their Ravens, you want to make Broodlords, and then you end up having a massive overlords, and that doesn't help anybody. This base will take out some Zerglings and possibly one, no, not even one Ultralisk. So this third base does get taken out, but these mass Ravens, I am sorry I missed the initial attack, but these auto turrets are just taking out everything. Busy talking and looking at that third base being taken out. But we do see that auto turrets are just everywhere. I don't know if he got the energy upgrade for those. He did not get the energy upgrade for Ravens, but he has still more at his base and could produce a few more at the same time. Everything lighting up here at the bottom because everything is under attack by these auto turrets. 11 corruptors being made, but if they just fly over this field, then they can't really do much at all. They have no armor upgrades either, making so these auto turrets will do their full amount of damage. Everything in the main base being taken out. If we look at the units lost tab, we see that a total of 20 drones have been killed, as well as a lot of other units here and there. The hive will go down here soon, but these point defense drones will protect the Ravens for a time. These auto turrets last for 240 seconds. Jeez. A total of 4 minutes on the field of just free damage, completely based off energy. The hive will go down, the broodlings will go down, even the larva will go down here momentarily. They don't do a lot of damage to that larva, but since there are so many auto turrets, they will eventually break those down. The Ravens all retreating. The Hellbat force is out on the field. The 5 Ultralisk will be able to handle an infinite amount of those Hellbats, however, so that they will not be very effective, but maybe he wants to make sure that no lanes will kill him due to them being able to run much faster than any Raven will ever hope to run. 3 Vikings on the way to possibly combat those Corruptors and any Broodlords that are made. But we will speed this up just a tad. This base, still, so many. Are those shown in the unit tab? No, they are not, sadly. We see, what is that, 24, 25, and 26 auto turrets are in the Zerd's main base, or old main base. Now this is his new main. Looking at the production tab, he has not started a new layer. He has started a spawning pool, though. So that one will finish up here momentarily, taking down all the production basically for the Zerd. These mass Ravens, a total of 15 of them on the field over here, as well as a 16th joining them momentarily with those Vikings. And no more being made at the moment, except for this one. And we see the layer finally being started back up. You do need that spawning pool to get that, so that is why he did not have that at the time. These Hellbats are not in a good spot, especially since the ground army does have that 4 armor, or those Ultralisks do at least. And here comes more of those auto turrets. So many of them being thrown down, and they just destroy everything so quickly due to their rapid rate of fire. Firing just slightly faster than a Marine. Those Seeker missiles are finally going down. You don't want to have your own Ravens above them, though. And he does do a lot of damage, takes out basically all of the Corruptors, and the other 2 will fall to those other Vikings due to the fact that they have such low health. And not a lot of energy left on these Ravens, rather, but most of them do have enough for at least an auto turret. And this base will fall if they do keep throwing those down. 52 Zerglings are on the way. He probably wants to go for a massive counterattack. But guess what is good against Zerglings? Definitely Hellbats, especially with that +1 armor, making sure that they do not die to Zerglings anytime soon, even with those +3 upgrades on the melee attack. We do have 4 more Ravens in production, as well as the Siege Tank, making a decently varied army now. Except for these Hellbats have missed the Zergling and Ultralisk army completely, but there is quite a wall here. These siege tanks will not be touched anytime soon. See more and more auto turrets being thrown down on the field, especially with these Hellbats. They will take out everything. We do see the Ultralisk tanking the damage first, though. The siege tanks have been compromised, however. This base being healed for as long as it possibly can, but there will not be a planetary fortress there much longer as it is taken out, and a couple of lanes make it in, but after that entire attack only about 7 lanes make it in, if I counted that right before they ran by. This base will be taken out, however, and Zerd is down to about 20 supply. That is all taken up in 2 Ultralisk and 10 lanes. Afu definitely having the time of his life. Didn't know what he was doing, and masses Ravens of all things. 2 Ultralisk are all that is left on the field, and those are going to fall at some point here soon. Those Hellbats doing a little bit of damage, not enough. But other than that, one Raven could come over here and Seeker Missile him if he so chooses, but those Hellbats will finally clear that up. Total of 3 supply left, and that is left in 6 Zerglings, so Zerd does leave the game. And that is why Ravens are very, very strong if you get them in mass, especially if it is not scouted. He went for a 10.5-minute hive. That is about the fastest hive I have seen in a very long time, if not ever. And he did just scout the space, so he knew he was done for once these turrets came down, even if the Zerd did have well over 1,200 minerals. So, good game for the Terran, doing a very unconventional strat, especially with planetaries up the something or other. So, good game from him, though, especially with the Hellbats, tanking the ground force and the siege chains. Very good positioning with that, holding off against this army much longer than what it could have in open ground. So, good game, and thank you for the replay.